this is Rex from universalexports.co, bringing you a fortnightly podcast called A Story to Tell. In this series, we hear from an eclectic group of people whose only connection is through being a member of the Camberwell Petanque Club. By research, gentle prodding, and sometimes coercion, these guests unfold a labyrinth of achievements, disappointments, and surprises. You may be inspired, shocked, or even doubtful, but you will be enthralled. And your turn is coming, so get ready for that tap on the shoulder because everyone has a story to tell.
Don't take any chances. Like the two-wheel act, it's a feel. Perhaps a neck snapping, bone jarring, crashing, thumping experience. But nevertheless, a feel. For in stunt driving, the precautions are careful and the execution meticulously planned.
That grab from a 1973 Australian newsreel says it all when it comes to a major part of the life of our next guest, Jean Lagarrigue. Quiet and unassuming he may seem on the outside, but the fire in the belly for the excitement and the challenge remains. However, he now projects that when playing petanque. Please enjoy Jeaneau's story. Good morning, Jeaneau. Thank you very much for being here.
That's a pleasure.
Most people at the Petanque Club have an inkling that you were involved as a stunt car driver. I've done a little bit of research and discovered that you were with the French Hell Drivers, or Les Cascadeurs de France. You came out here for an Australian tour in 72?
1972, yes, October 1972.
And you were the youngest team member.
Yes, I was in that time, yeah.
The French Hell Drivers, when they came over and did a tour, did wild stunts, car jumps, wall of fire,
Yes,
leaping cars on a motorbike, and exploding car jump. You were involved in all of these.
yes.
How do you become a stunt driver?
Oh, we start in France with one of my friends. He start practicing driving the car on two-wheel. He's the one who had the money to buy all the car, and I went with him. We did it on the weekend for fun.
There's no school.
No school, no.
Just the two of you get together.
Well, there was four of us.
Right.
Yeah, get together. He's the one who bought the car. He's the one who had the money to buy the car, and that was the whole car.
Right. So what age were you about now?
I was 20 when I got back from the army.
At that age, I can understand any young blokes want to get involved with cars, but was there any earlier inclination that this is something you wanted to do?
Well, we watched, it was a Frenchman, the first one who started driving the car on two-wheel, doing some show. And of course, we all want to do the same, just practicing.
So the four of you got together and you started practicing it. And I can remember seeing when I was a young kid, probably about the same age as you, photographs of these cars going along on two wheels.
Yes.
And then even more than that, the passenger gets out and stands on the car. How many times did you roll the car over before you got that?
When we practice, I used about two cars. The first car didn't last long. So
Right.
it took me about, you roll a few times, beginning. Yeah, it took me about 2 weeks to get right.
Right.
And then, of course, it takes you a lot more to practice to start to do the show. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
Where did you do this? Did you do this at a football oval or did you just do it on the streets?
No, we found a place like a big, what do you call it? Place, a big factory where they got a big car park.
Yep.
And on the weekend, when my friend organized this, on the weekend they were closed. We had a kid, so we can go there. That was a big...
Right. Just for fun of it, you learned how to do all this.
Yes.
Did they set up these French Hell Drivers, or was that something that you applied for, did an audition
No.
for? What happened?
Well, with my friend, first we did this for fun, and then after we organized some spectacle on the weekend on some city.
Okay.
But in France, only in summer, it only lasts about 3 months.
Yeah.
We did some show, so we can get paid to get some money for the car. One of the guys from the French Hell Driver, the boss, we used to do show all around the world, saw us doing the show, he needs some driver.
Ah.
So he asked my friend, the boss who was in charge of my team,
Yeah.
he was the one driving the car too. He said, can you come? I need one driver to go over there. And my friend says, okay. He said, but what the rest of my team, what are they going to do? He said, I only need one guy. But I need a guy to jump with a bike.
Right.
And he said, oh, yeah, I got someone. I never did jump with a bike.
Really?
So I hired a bike, cross bike, and I practiced. Because he said, send me some photos. So we practiced jumping over the car, sent some photo, and I said, that's okay.
And that's how you got the team?
And I wanted to go because the first place where we were going to do the driving, that was in Tahiti. So I go for nothing, just to go there. So
Excellent. You just started in France. Where did this begin?
I started in France where I lived, in the south of France. So where I live, a small village, about 3,500 people, which is about 60 kilometers from Toulouse.
And was that where you were born and brought up?
Yeah, that's where I was born, yeah.
And then suddenly you're on this team, biggest, most spectacular thing ever.
Yeah, the first show to go, that was Tahiti, yeah.
Were you doing the jump on the motorbike?
I was doing the jump on the motorbike then, yeah.
I have also seen photographs from some of the shows. The big deal, of course, is having these cars on two wheels. And I was really surprised, and it may not have been in that show, but I saw two Jaguars, one left-hand drive, one right-hand drive, both on two wheels paralleling down the road.
Yeah, that's for the film we did in Hong Kong.
Okay.
And the reason why we had one left-hand drive, because when I went there, I went with the stunt coordinator, the one who did the Mad Max 2 here. I asked him. On that time, I was the only one driving two-wheel here. Now there's plenty to do it. But so he said, I need someone for the film to drive on two-wheel. But because I practice in France a left-hand drive, so they changed one car from right to left. And once we got there, we met one of my friends, a Scottish guy, who was doing a show in Hong Kong, and he was driving on the right-hand side doing the two-wheel. So when there we asked him to come, said, do you want to come after you finish the show? He was pretty happy to join the team. So that's why we got one left and one right.
I see. Just jumping back to Le Casque de France, the French hill drive. When they were here in Australia, they used some converted Tiranas to left-hand drive.
Yes, so the boss of the team also, because he learned in France, we have to learn right-hand drive, but to be perfect, it would take a long time to practice to get to do a show.
Sure.
So that's why we had two left-hand drive cars.
Is there a record for being on two wheels driving a car?
There's a record for the speed.
Was it you that did 60 miles?
No, that wasn't me. That was the boss. 60 miles, yeah.
Right.
Then after, as far as the thing like we did about 3 or 4 laps around the showground, the speedway. But that's no, you can do no. But it's mainly a record for the speed. But I think now it's some faster one now.
Was being a hell driver or a stunt driver a full-time occupation for you?
When I did in France, no, that was only a weekend. It's like going playing football or something.
Right.
That was only on the weekend.
So what was your normal day-to-day job?
I was a carpenter.
Which is good. Good trade to fall back on.
To fall back, yeah.
Why did you choose carpentry?
Well, to be honest, when I was young, I finished school when I was 13 and a half. I didn't go to school. And my father said, well, you can't stay home doing nothing. You have to get a job. And on time, I was a local carpenter cabinet maker, who needed an apprentice. That's why I went there. Because my father said, you have to find a job.
So carpentry, does that lead you on to building? Did you build into building houses or?
No, in France. In France, carpentry, we only do well, we used to, everything have to do with timber. We used to make, the factory, we used to make door, windows, and then we went inside to fit the door, window, the floor. We used to do the roof too. But when I came here, it's all different. Because in France, we don't build a house with timber. It's all brick, so I have to learn a little bit.
When you're out here, you were working for another company?
The beginning, I worked for another company, and then after, I just start by myself.
Did your boys get involved in carpentry?
No.
What have you done to upset them?
Well, they're all into computer. If you want to get fit, go to the gym.
Yeah. While you're in France, though, you were full-time a little while.
Yeah.
And then when it did the world tours...
Then I stopped carpentry, and then I did full-time stunt.
And how long did that go on?
About 5 years.
Wow. Of course, all of that exposure, people in the film industry take an interest, and you got involved in the Mad Max films. Was that via audition, or did they just see you and invite you to come along? What
happened, we did a film in Hong Kong first. With, his name is Max Aspen, the stunt coordinator for Mad Max 2.
Yep.
And after when we did this, when we came back, another stuntman from Australia said, okay, it's Mad Max, do you want to come? So that's where I went.
So were you in Australia at this time?
Oh, yeah, I was living here, yeah.
When did you come to Australia?
To live.
Yeah.
1975.
So that was whilst you were still with the hell drivers?
No, and that's the thing, we just stopped there because we did a show in Hong Kong and not many people went. We had bad season, raining season, not many people turn up and
it sort of died.
It died, yeah.
So you came out in 1975, you came to Melbourne?
Well, what happened when we left Hong Kong, because when broke, I went back to France.
Yeah.
And one of the stuntmen who used to be on the team from South Africa organized some show in Cape Town.
All right.
And he asked me if I want to go over there to drive the two-wheel.
Yep.
So I went there. That was December 74, doing the show. And while I was over there, my first wife came over there because her grandfather came from her grandmother is South African and grandfather came from South Africa, and she had family over there.
Okay.
So she came to meet me in Cape Town. And while we were there, we decided to get married over there because she said, because my family is in France, her family is in Australia, it's better there, so no problem. And after that, we just come to Australia.
Same place you're still now?
Still Melbourne, not the same place, but still in Melbourne, yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us a bit more about how the filming went with Mad Max? You'd have to be there every day on call, and is there a lot of waiting around?
There's a lot of waiting around. We did the filming, as you know, in Cooper Pedy. It was pretty hot there. If they didn't call you, you still don't tell me. You have to be on the call most of the time. Sometimes you go on the what do you call it, on site, on location. Sometimes you sit there, you don't do anything. It's like a movie. Sometimes you sit there and wait until they set up everything. Sit in the car at 47 degrees one time and just drinking a lot of water and then just waiting time. But you start early in the morning until it gets dark because they try to film it. Because it costs so much money, they just try to do.
How long did that take, in weeks or months? Or
We were there for 4 weeks.
Now, what were you saying about Tina Turner when you were on set?
Well, after we ordered the restaurant, she sat by herself on the table with a lady looking after her. And one of my friends went there to see if he could sign an autograph. She didn't want to. She didn't mix with the rest of the... Except Mel Gibson, yeah. Go and have a drink with him. Go to the other one, saw the nightclub, go there.
And you got an autograph for your sons?
Yeah, so he gave an autograph for my son. I think he still got the books.
And he was quite happy to do all that?
Oh, yeah, no problem. I said, can you sign this for my son? Yeah. Yeah, we was there. We had Angry Anderson. He was on the film. And when when looking at him with all the tattoos, he was a nice guy. Yeah.
Really?
No, even he said, when you come to Jeaneau, come to my place, Just, no, he doesn't come across a little bit. It's a nice guy. Well, he done a lot of things now for young kids too. Angry Anderson, yeah.
Once you finish that job, you come back and you're into carpentry again.
Yeah, go back to carpentry. Because film industry, as you know, in Australia, it's not that much work. So,
of all of the things that you've done with cars or with motorbikes, what do you think your greatest stunt was?
Oh, I did the jump in Hong Kong over the canal, the sort of those big. What do you call the canal?
The canal. That was a jump. It looked like 1 or 2 stories high.
No, you go inside one of those containers. They cut the roof of the container, and they got a ramp going down to the ground and roll up to the top of the container. The truck's supposed to come and stop when you hit close to the canal. It stopped, and the story is a car inside, and the car just jumped over the canal to the other side.
Yes, and you've just shown me some photographs of that, and the car goes over the other side and crashes into a stationary vehicle. Yeah. There were no airbags in those days.
No
What
airbag,
sort of safety stuff do you have?
I wear just a seat belt. On the back of the harness, it had like a sort of thing going through the seat, so you can swivel, so you can turn around. We had a roll bar, but no airbag.
Did you have shock-absorbing clothing?
No.
Nothing like that?
Nothing, no.
Anything to protect your ankles or feet?
No. Well, shoes, but...
Would they allow that nowadays?
Well, it's a safety guy anyway there, but Stan, you take the risk.
Did your sons ever want to get involved in doing...
No. I tell them not to.
If a young kid nowadays wanted to start up and be a stunt driver in Australia, is there a stunt school where he can learn?
Yeah, it was a stunt school in Australia, yeah.
So you can go and learn these things.
Yeah.
What sort of advice would you give a young bloke who wanted to do it? Would you tell him, yeah, go ahead, it's a really good idea?
No, really.
Obviously, you need nerves of steel, but apart from that, what else do you need to be a good stunt driver?
Well, you have to follow the rule, not to try to do better than everybody else, because then you can get hurt. And well, like driving the car on two wheels, you have to be fit and concentrate, because keep the balance all the time.
Yeah. So you have to have a really fine sense of balance.
Balance, yeah.
To keep fit, were you doing exercise regimes to keep yourself fit?
No, we should, but we didn't.
Just a little more red wine.
And a bit more red wine after the show. Like if you want to overdo the job, then you can get hurt.
Sure.
Which I did once.
Did you break something?
Yeah, broke my leg, my back. No back, just crash vertebra, two crash vertebrae, and the ribs.
And that was for a film?
No, that was on the live show. See the difference, a live show and the film, the people are there watching, so you really have to do a good job. And the film, they can cut, it's not the same.
If you were doing a stunt for a film, I guess the director says, what we want you to do is have this car start here and crash into this car here. Are you the one that then works out all the details?
Yeah, the stuntman with the stunt coordinator have to work out the speed.
Obviously, you've got to be very sure of it before you undertake it, because it's your life and body on the line.
As you see on the film, like when you see those cars chase pretty fast, we don't go that fast, because the camera just, what you call slow the speed of the camera. So.
There's one film where they didn't do that, and that was the Blues Brothers film. Speaking of other films, an early James Bond film with Roger Moore in it, there's a stunt in that which is a legitimate stunt. It wasn't cut or pasted or anything like that. And it's where the car goes over a broken bridge but actually does a 360 spin and gets on the other side. I believe he did it twice for the film. Do you know him? Are you aware
it's an American guy.
Oh, was it American?
Guy,
I thought it was a French guy.
No, it's an American guy.
Oh, okay. In the film and television and the world of entertainment, they have award nights for the best film actor, the best actor. Is there a special group where there's an award for stunt drivers?
No. The only thing we did, like in 1998, I think, we went to France, do the competition with 6 countries. Every country have to.
And who were you representing?
I was with Australian country, and Australian, French, of course, American, English, German, and Russian. So each country have to make their own script and do the stunt. So they had 1 day to do the stunt, or 1 week to get everything ready, 1 day to do the filming, the stunt.
Oh, so they filmed each stunt of each of the drivers?
Each country, yeah. 1 day to do your filming, and 1 night to do all the editing. And when it's all finished on the end, they project all this on a big theater. And the one who got the best script, the best stunt, got the prize.
And was that you?
No, that was the German got the first prize and the Australian got the second prize. Well, the Australian team, I mean. And the last one was the Russian, I think. The American didn't get anything. So.
Are there any stunt shows nowadays, driving stunt shows that you're aware of?
Not much, no. You only got those stunts, when they got the Melbourne Shogun?
Yep.
It's no stunt, it's like precision driving, yeah.
The last time I saw anything like that was the Holden Monaro precision driving.
Precision driving, yeah. They even got some who can drive the car on 2 wheels.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's becoming too easy for everybody now.
That was like 50 years ago, no?
For relaxation, you like to do motocross and bike scramble.
That's what I used to do, yeah. Just to relax, yeah.
You still do that?
No.
Did you get involved in any other sports besides motorsports?
Well, when I was young, I used to play soccer.
Did you progress very far with that?
No, just playing for the local team. So. Sure. I used to go fishing when I was young on the river, because where I live is a river, about 500 meters. But I was really young. I used to go on the weekend fishing, but after now I gave up.
What sort of fish did they have in the river? Or didn't you catch enough to find out?
Yeah, well, no, we did catch, but they're small fish like this. Because, I don't like the smell of the fish, cleaning the fish,
What about petanque? Did you learn that because that's what everyone learned at school?
No, we used to play petanque when I was young with my father on the weekend. No competition. But I didn't play that long. When I get to 17, 18, I was too busy going out.
But nowadays, you are a very good petanque player in the Camberwell Petanque Club. Were you playing before you joined the club?
I started playing when I was living down in Rye, the Mornington Peninsula, when I stopped working, I said, I have to find something. And that's why I started petanque over there with the St. Andrew Club. Even once we came to Camberwell to do the competition. And then I was just before I was to come back here, and one of the ladies was there and said, come and join the club here. But I only started just before the COVID, and as you know, because of COVID, we have to stop, so I didn't play that much.
Yeah, that's right. Do you have a particular story, a funny story that you recall from either the carpentry days or the stunt car days?
There's a lot of story. Yeah, well, the first year we were here, we were driving from Sydney to Orange, and we had those left 10-drive car. And it was the guy, Max Aspen, the guy who did the stunt coordinator for the Mad Max 2, on the passenger side, on the right side, and the driver was a Scottish guy on the other side, and we were going too fast. So the police stopped them, and he went to the side where the right-hand side, so was the driver, and he just said, listen, you see the speed you're doing? And the back, he said, I'm not driving. He said, don't take me for a fool. You know? He said, no, look, I'm not driving, it's the other one. So the policeman went around and he started again to talk to the other guy. And also, like when we did the show in New Zealand, we were driving, we had all those cars to go from one city to another city. I could drive as fast as we can. The policemen over there, they couldn't stop us. And at one time, so I go one, too fast, and the last was the policeman stopped the last one, which happened to be Max Aspen. He's a funny guy. And he said, you see how fast you're doing? He said, those guys, look, you got too fast. Tell them not to go so fast. He said, if you want me to tell them, I'm going to have to catch them back.
I didn't realise that you'd be driving the cars.
Yeah,
from
we were
one
driving
place
the car,
to another.
yeah.
I would have thought they'd go on a transporter.
We had some on the trucks, yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever drive a truck on two wheels?
No, a French guy does this. I think, it's a French guy. He does the car, which is one of the James Bond movie too, truck grind. I don't know which one.
That's another degree of difficulty.
Yes. And then you need a bit of money to practice with a big car like a truck like this if you go on the side.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, everything was good. I mean, I enjoyed the driving and the company. We had a lot of fun, a lot of party and after the driving.
And it attracted the ladies, no doubt, too.
They did. The first time we were in Australia, it was in January, we were doing a show in Bendigo. Because we do the show on the showground, so all the cars we used to crash, we have to take all the glass. They didn't want any glass on the ground. So we had to get ready this car, take the windscreen, all the side window, the door window, just one of them. And that was a station wagon. He had one of those long windows in the back. And we had to take the rubber to take the glass. And I was two guys. I was on one side, the other guy was there with the screwdriver, and he slipped like this. And the screwdriver went between my eye and my nose. So they took me to hospital. I thought I could lose my eye, and I was in the coma for about 3 days.
In a coma for 3 days?
And I stayed about a week in Bendigo Hospital.
Did you lose sight?
No, I didn't lose. It just went in between the nose and the eye. So I got lucky there.
The luck's on your side. So that was Bendigo, was it?
That was in Bendigo, yeah.
When you were out here at one stage, you were supposed to be doing shows in the Hunter Valley, but because of the rain, it got rained off.
Yeah, because if we had too much, we had to cancel the show because most of the show was on the speedway, the showground, the trotting track. If it was on bitumen, that was okay, like we did in Calder, and that's all right. But most of the time it's speedway or showground. So if it's too wet, now we have to cancel it. And when we did Hong Kong, it rained all the time.
You did a number of movies in Hong Kong.
I did one.
One?
Yeah.
I can't recall seeing that on the big screen.
No. You can get the video here, I think, but I don't see, you wouldn't see it in the movie. It's a Chinese company, so.
Yeah. How did you find that?
Well, what happened, the director from the company in Hong Kong, they saw the Mad Max 2 movie, so they want to use the same coordinator to do all those stunts. And they asked the coordinator, which used to live in Sydney, he's dead now, but Max Aspen, to go over there. And Maxi said, well, you want to come with me? There'll be the two-wheel driving and crash. And that's what I went there for.
You don't look very Chinese.
I don't look Chinese, no.
How did they convince the audience that you're there?
The thing is, like, a movie, they do the makeup so you look like the actor. In China, they didn't do this. Just go in the car, you look like yourself. You don't look like that. So some movie, if you see, like, I get out of the car and you see me, I don't look like anybody else.
With a safety...
Oh, over there, safety turbo. They want you to do stuff.
And did that create problems for you?
No, I said...
They wanted you to do some...
If I want to do something, I said, I don't do it. So they asked the Chinese guy. Well, one time they had, the guy had to come with a bike to percute the car, flip over, and they had a van there. So he said, well, when you hit the car with your bike, you flip over, and I want you to hit the van with your bike like this so we can see the mark on the van. I said, no, forget it. So they got the Chinese guy to do it.
And he did it?
He did it. He just hurt himself.
You would have found that on the Mad Max things, it would have been the opposite?
It's opposite, yeah. So the safety, yeah.
All of these cars or bikes, they'd have to be specially tuned or modified to do these tricks?
The only one you modify, that's the one you drive in two-wheel. You have to lock the differential, because if you don't, when you go up like this, it's only the top wheel.
Top wheel wants to move and the bottom one doesn't.
There. So you have to, we used to, I don't know what they do now, but we used to weld the differential. So the two-wheel turn on the same time. You welded it? Yeah. That was the easy way to do then.
Was there a particular person in your life that influenced you in any way? Your father?
No, because my father was against me doing stunts.
What about the head of the French hell drivers? Was he a good boss to work with? Or was it all about him?
It was more about him, yeah. You want to be the top of the team. I mean, when you do especially when you do two-wheel driving.
In that team, I noticed there was a Scotsman, Australian, yourself, and...
The leader of the team, Jose Kanga, which...
He was Spanish?
He was Spanish, yeah. I mean, Spanish born in France.
Was there 4 of you or more?
Now it's about 7, I think. But the first time we came here, because you know the Australian rule, we have to employ Australian. So we had 2 Australian. I don't know if one is on the thing. One who used to be, because we had a clan on the team from Sydney, Australian guy, where we employed a guy, Max Aspen from Gosford. And we had another guy doing the bike jump. He wasn't good, so... And the Scotchman took over, another Scotchman.
Okay. You weren't doing the bike jump?
I did the bike jump at the beginning when I went to Tahiti and New Caledonia. Then after that, the boss, he said, I need another guy to do two-wheel. If you go and practice. Well, he lent me this car first, so I mean the two-wheel car to practice. Yep. And I practiced there, and then when I came to Australia, that's all I did, just driving the trap. I didn't do any more jump with the bike. I used to roll car and jump with the car.
Normally you could jump 7 cars. In Australia, you only jump 4?
That was with the bike, jumping on the bike. Yeah, now with the car, we had the ramp about 2 meters, 2.1 meter high. And after the ramp, we used to line about 10 or 12 old cars, shell car. So when we jump, we just land on those cars, crash on those cars and flip over.
By the end of the show, you've jumped over and crashed into these cars. You get rid of those and get some more cars to crash?
No, because we only do, each show we only do 1 jump. The next time we go in, it's all organized. We already got the car. They get this from the record, they bring to those cars.
Right.
And then, of course, they have to give some car, the one we used to jump or the one we used to roll, which is about, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have to run, those ones. Yeah. If they didn't have enough speed, we had a car on the back to push them. So we used to have a V8 car and just push to give more speed.
What are you driving now? What vehicle? What sort of car?
The Mercedes.
You're happy with that?
I'm happy with that, yeah. Okay. A good car.
Jeaneau, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
For spending your time and sharing your stories with us. I think you'll find that the listener will be enthralled with your story. Thanks again, Jeaneau. Look forward to seeing you on the piece. Cheers. What an adventure. Well, it's one way to get the heart pumping. And I think I've now solved the puzzle of the single tyre tracks in the club car park. Wouldn't have thought a Merc could do that. So next time you see Jeaneau, why don't you ask him how he does it? Tune in a fortnight's time to meet our next guest, who will amaze and enthrall you with their engrossing story to tell. Rex out.